Hello, Collective. This is Samantha, Artemis Oracle. I'm your reader, and I want to see what energy, what information, what messages you need to know at this time. I just saw the clinging card. I think I put it back in reverse, but none of the cards should be reversed, regardless. So I hope everybody's having a good day. If you were wondering why it was silent the first almost 30 seconds of this reading or this video or live stream replay, it's because it was siren and I didn't want to have that in the reading on the replay. So first of all, I want to thank everybody for subscribing to my channel, for liking, sharing, engaging with me in the chat, allowing me to read for you in the times that I have read for you. Even your patience when I didn't want to read anymore. But the whole point is I've reached a milestone in my channel where now you can hype my videos up. And to me, that's an amazing feat in itself because they just launched that feature, I believe, last year. And yeah, I'm just really grateful for everybody who has supported me. And I'm going to put subscriber mode on too, just because I don't want to, of course, have to maintain some boundaries, So, well, I'm just going to go like that. So I want to see what messages you need to know today. And you need to know at this time what messages you need to know. So basically, thank you all so much for supporting me and allowing me to reach that milestone with my channel. So I know that hyping videos up you're limited to doing that 3 times a week, I believe. So if you happen to hype my video up, I really appreciate it. But if you don't, that's totally okay because you really, I wouldn't ask you to do something I wouldn't do. So I only hype up videos that I really like, I really resonate with. So I suggest you do the same. If you don't really feel like my video resonates with you in any way, or the messages aren't that great, that's fine. Don't feel inclined to hype my video up, but because I would want you to do that from a genuine place, like you feel like it's the right thing for you to do. So I know we're limited to 3 hypes a week, so you could use your own judgment, but regardless, I'm just grateful that that is an option available to my subscribers. So I hope everybody's having a good day. Hi, Visita. So I'm going to do a general reading for everyone. This is for the collective. I'm not doing any questions. So please don't put any questions in the chat. I will ignore them. And I say this respectfully and so that you don't waste your time. Okay. So the messages are going to be for whoever it resonates with. Some messages may resonate, others won't. Only take what does. And if something doesn't align with your story, it could be something that you may have already experienced, something that you're currently experiencing, or maybe something to look out for. It could also be involving people around you because your energy, whoever you're around, it permeates into your own energy. And sometimes I could pick up on that stuff too. Trust me, I was picking up on stuff a couple years ago that I was like, what the? It's interesting when you start to pick up on stuff and you think it's about you, then later on you find out it's about somebody else and you're like, oh my God. So I was going crazy because of somebody else is crazy. It's how sensitive we are. Oh my gosh. I'm looking forward to that too. Thank you so much, Visita. One day that'll happen. One day. Oh, goodness. 3 cards flipped over together. Intuition, sixth sense, intuition, subconscious, and then street, circulation, sports exhibit, and then mirror. I don't know. The first thing that popped up in my mind is somebody may be watching you. You may be already sensing this. I don't know if there's somebody driving by your house, or maybe you're doing some spying yourself. We could do that. It goes both ways, right? But it says mirror, reflection, reference, distinguish appearance. And the only reason why I said the watching is because you see the street card and you see this person looking like a side view mirror. People tend to do that when they're spying on people, also while they're driving, to make sure they don't bump into other cars. So I feel like there could be somebody watching you. I don't know if some of you are beauty creators, or you post pictures of yourself putting makeup on, or photos, or videos. That's what I mean to say. Because there could be somebody watching your content. Well, somebody could like to wear red lipstick, red matte lipstick. I see I love eyeshadow, so this is the stuff I'm noticing. Like somebody may be putting out beauty content. But anyway, if somebody is watching you, the street, if you think about it, if you think about like social media in a way, if you have people following you and you're following people, that's basically like the streets of the internet. If you think about it. So, because I'm thinking about content, somebody could be watching your content, watching you post your makeup videos, posting when you do your makeup. Like if you've done your makeup and you show like, oh, makeup of the day or whatever. But I feel like for some of you, there's definitely somebody watching, somebody that's taking notice, taking notes. You may already sense this. You may know this in an intuitive level. You may even know this in a subconscious level. But you're sensing this. I don't know if some of you are also putting yourself on display. Is there certain things that are being put on display that other people can see? That's why I'm thinking like social media. It could be, because social media is like the easiest way to find information about people, to watch people. So I don't know how that resonates. Hi, FinTube, how are you? So let me see. Talk about intuition. What is this intuition? Mystery, unknown, puzzle, illusion, confusing. If there's something that you're not really sure about, and we're just looking at the intuition card as a separate message, if there's something that you're not really sure about, something that may be confusing, I would say definitely trust your intuition. But to discern what your intuition is, aside from like any beliefs or ideas that you're coming up with, is your intuition will give you a fact. And the fact will not have any emotion to it. Like I give the example, like your intuition is, like I said, it's a fact. It's like when somebody says, oh, milk is white. Do you get upset about it? Does it make you feel good? Does it make you feel bad? That's how your intuition is. It doesn't make you feel anything. It's like it tells you something and then it's like, wow, it sounds right. There's no emotion tied to it. That's how you know your intuition's working. So if there's something that's unknown to you, something that you're not sure about, something that's kind of confusing, wondering if somebody's creating illusions, is something an illusion? Trust your intuition. If you're already thinking something doesn't seem right, but you're not getting any emotional response from it, like it's not causing you anxiety, it's not causing you stress, it's not causing you to worry, create worst case scenarios, then you know that's your intuition telling you. Now, if it's making you feel all those things, then you got to question, where is that coming from? Because those reactions are coming from some sort of fear or some fear you have. So this is how you discern the difference between intuition and illusion, like delusions. Because sometimes we could think that we're getting an intuitive nudge, but sometimes it's something else that's trying to create an illusion to us, something that's not real. And we try to rationalize it or make it real. You know, you ever heard of confirmation bias? That's when you have an idea and then you only look at the information that you have available to you that confirms what you're already thinking. That's not intuition. That's not intuition at all. Because intuition, the information you get, you know it's true. If you need confirmation, something outside of you to confirm what you're believing, then that's not intuition. So I want to know what this mystery could be about. What could this mystery be connected to? No, that's too much. What is this intuition and mystery? What is this mystery? Oh, all right. I'm going to say, I have to say it. It's interesting that the Crown card came out with this, but affairs came out. I don't know. for this may not resonate with everybody. So please, if it doesn't resonate with you, if this is not something that your intuition has told you, if you're not already sensing this, then just don't take this message. This message is for someone specific. Remember, my intention is never to cause anxiety for anyone. It's only supposed to be a source of confirmation of what you already know, even if you are hoping it's not true. I don't know if some of you are thinking you're involved with someone who is already attached, or you are wondering if the person you're dealing with is having an affair, if there's a third party involvement. Third parties doesn't necessarily have to be like cheating, infidelity. It could just be someone's trying to interfere with your relationship. Third party too, even though the card says affairs, and it does show a couple like meeting up in silence, like and hiding it, like, but it does say third party. And sometimes a third party can be an interference. It could be work, it could be family, it could be another person, or it could just be fears and insecurities. Remember, third parties are interfering, interfering with something that's supposed to be between two people. The fact that I mentioned fears, and I feel like for some of you, let's take the affairs part out of it. For some of you, could be experiencing some sort of blockage with your intuition because of your fears and your insecurities. Remember, I was talking about confirmation bias. You look for things that confirm what you think, but when your intuition, you don't have to look for anything. It tells you what it is without you needing like evidence, because it's a fact that like I said, milk is white, unless it's chocolate milk. But for some of you, that could be being able to discern the difference between your intuition and anxiety. But for some of you, I don't know if there's a situation where there is another person interfering with your relationship. Like I said, it could be a family, or it could be another person that could be having some sort of relationship with your partner. But I don't like reporting that stuff, and I try to be as sensitive as I can be, because I don't like third-party situations when it comes to cheating and infidelity or polyamory or whatever. But the Crown card came up. Well, you think about the different chakras we have. We have the crown chakra. It's the top of our head. And if you think about how it's tied to intuition, this is definitely about you really tapping into your intuition, you trusting your intuition. If there's something that doesn't seem right to you, that you need some clarity about, and your intuition has already told you something, then I would say if there needs to be some sort of confrontation, that you do that. If you feel like this is something that, because it says owner, master, top level, this is about you recognizing your power, trusting in yourself too, taking ownership of what you're learning when it comes to your intuition and what you are suspecting. This is about you trusting yourself. Now, whatever information downloads you're getting, because when we tie this to the crown and intuition, you're getting some sort of information that's confirming something that you already are sensing. It's whatever it is, it's going to provide you clarity. For some of you, there may not be a third party situation. It could just be something that you fear, or something that but then your intuition is telling you something different. Sometimes we could have these fears, but then other things, they're like, your fears are unfounded. But for some of you, it's something that can be true. But whatever your intuition is, whatever you're sensing, trust your intuition. And I'm going to go into the street card, because for some reason, I'm thinking some of you may have heard something and your intuition told you. It just, you heard something, you're like, something doesn't seem right, or that sounds about right. However that is for you. Because when I think the street, it just reminds circulation towards exhibit. When I think about the street, word on the street is, there could be hearsay. Somebody could have saw somebody with another person. I don't know if some of you have been spying on somebody to see if they've been cheating, if they're dealing with anybody else, or someone could be thinking that about you. Remember, we could take this, we could flip it. Only reason why I say cheating because affairs. There's some sort of something that's, somebody's not sure about something. I don't want to say you. Somebody's not sure about something. And the thing is like, is somebody engaging in a third party situation? Is somebody having an affair? Does somebody have a mistress? Someone could be asking, am I a mistress? What is your intuition? You have to trust your intuition. The street card. Now, unspeakable ancient chaos. There could be something going on outside. Be careful when you go out. Just make sure, like, really pay attention to your surroundings too, because you don't want to get caught up in something that's going on outside. That probably has nothing to do with you. And you don't want to be caught in the cross of fires with the madness card coming out. It's unspeakable ancient chaos. And it's funny that this card is coming out because I was talking to a friend yesterday and I was told that there was some kids chasing another kid with knife. Oh my God, I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? So just because the street and madness, I would say, please be careful. Make sure that you stay safe. Be aware of your surroundings. If you feel like you're passing through an area that you don't feel safe, if you get that urge to cross the street or move or take a different route, follow that urge, because there could be something going on that, something, like it says, unspeakable ancient chaos. Something like crazy might be happening outside that you don't want to get caught up in. And I only say that because of the madness in the street, like something going on in the street. The roadway, be careful if you're driving, make sure you're paying attention. Try to avoid road rage as much as you can too. I would just say be very careful. Take precautions and be aware of your surroundings. Okay, that madness. I think that's Cthulhu, right? Is that Cthulhu there? That looks like Cthulhu. Hi, Janella. I'm going to answer your question later, okay? Remember, in order for some things need to fall apart in order for things to be rebuilt the right way, If everything's not going, like everything is happening for a reason. But it may seem like this, like it says chaos. Things may be happening for a reason and it may be out of your control. But ultimately, it's supposed to show you what has a weak foundation, what needs to be strengthened. And also there has to be some sort of lessons. Oh, yeah, I know. It's crazy out here. It's crazy out here. Okay, let's see what else. The street or madness. Gotta stay safe out here. Divine intervention. Serendipity, catalyst, karma. I feel like what I just said about being careful, that could be a message that someone really needs to hear about. Just if you feel like you don't feel safe or something, you feel like you have to make some sort of change, there may be something going on outside. I mean, there's a lot of shit going on outside, And I have to be careful how I talk because I want to be monetized, and stuff. So now I'm being careful with how I speak. It's like a lot of things going on outside, especially now that the weather's getting warmer too. You know how it gets when the weather gets warmer, the people get a little crazier. Yeah, exactly. Oh, this is a song I listen to. You've got to let the sun shine through the rain. It's like you could be going through something like very chaotic, but the thing is, it's a matter of how strong are you going to be? Are you going to let it, like whatever's going on around you, knock you down? Are you going to let it get you down? It's like, are you going to stand up and like, and I'm thinking about Usher in the rain, walking through the rain, with the lightning and everything. Like those 2000 R&B music videos. Like, are you gonna push through it, or are you just gonna let it like take you over? Or are you gonna go with the flow? You know, because there's gonna be things that happen, but it's just some things are beyond our control, and some things are meant for us to not control because for some reason, like it's supposed to happen. You know, everything is happening for a reason, but it's just a matter of how you let what's happening affect you. Are you gonna allow it to like take away your hope, your faith that things will get better? Or are you gonna be defiant and be like, yeah, this happens, I'm gonna get through it. I've been through this before, I've experienced this, I've overcome stuff in the past, and I'm gonna overcome this again. Hi, George Jaku. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you for a while. I hope you're doing well. Hi, Aina. So yeah, like I would just say, like everything that may be happening, things that may be happening around you, things that may be happening to you, just remember to keep moving forward. And if anything, if you see yourself reacting in a certain way because of it, then you got to think about why is that impacting you? You know, because sometimes when something does cause you to react a certain way, because you're deeply connected to it. But then sometimes things we're connected to aren't the healthiest for us. And it could be a comfort zone. But this is like how growth is. It's uncomfortable. It's itchy, you know? But it's like we have to go through those growing pains, even if it's like stuff that's happening externally, like things that are happening outside of us and out of our control. I'm not doing any readings. I'm doing a general reading for the collective. Okay. Okay, they got a card coming out. Synchronization, resonance, music, emotion. It's funny, I was singing and stuff, and we're talking about R&B, but look, things are happening for a reason. It's like, you know how, think about this. I don't know, like I'm thinking about Inception. I don't know, like I saw that movie like one time, but you ever see, I don't know if for some reason I'm thinking about that movie, like certain things were like falling apart, but then it was like something was being rebuilt, or maybe I'm wrong about the movie, but it's like some things were collapsing, but new things were being created. That's how alignment is. Can you imagine that's how it is when we wanting to manifest something, and then the universe is trying to align everything, but we have to make sure we're playing our parts correctly. We keep in the faith, we're doing what we need to do. And the universe is like, okay, and then they do their part, and then everything comes together. So things may seem chaotic, but eventually things are going to start falling into place, falling into alignment, and then you see what this is all about, whatever it is, because everybody has different expectations, different manifestations, different desires, or a different outcome. Hi, Dana, how are you? Okay, so let me see. So the mirror card, reflection, reference, distinguish, appearance. Mirror. You know, too, like if I think about this, with the mirror card, everything that we were talking about, the street card, the intuition, certain things are going to start to become clear to you as you look back on it. It may, like, as you're going through it, it's going to be a little hard to really see things. Things are going to be a little bit out of focus. Things aren't going to be obvious to you until after you go through the aftermath and you reach the other side of it. And then you can look back at it, and then you see everything. You see everything you experienced, everything that happened to you and happened around you. and then also what happened for you. This is something to reflect on, something to you, but you could also compare this to situations you've experienced in the past. It could be like past experiences can be a point of reference for you. So if you've experienced some sort of tower moments in your life, there may be certain things that you notice happens after you get to the other side of it. Like you feel different. Because obviously you're going to be different. You're not going to stay the same. Because sometimes change is forced upon you. Unless, those tower moments happen because you don't do what you need to do. So the kind of things need to be forced to force you into doing what you need to do, right? But it's not always like that. But the whole point of the mirror card, I'm thinking, is what I'm feeling actually is that everything that you're going through or you have already overcame, because this could be someone's past situation, is showing you how to trust your intuition. What signs did you see? What synchronicities did you notice but didn't pay heed to? What did you ignore? What did you focus more so on and you didn't? So all of this is meant to be a point of reference for you, or what to look back on, on how you can do things differently now, this time around, when you compare it to what you've done in the past. Sometimes things can appear as if they're the same thing we've experienced in the past, but it's also a matter of what changes can you make, right? Something could be reminding you of something, but then you also have to be like, okay, yeah, I remember this experience, but you have the experience, you remember, but you have to also remember, what did you do? And what will you do differently? What would you change? Sometimes we go through multiple lessons over and over again until we get the point, until we get the message. And then eventually it's like, oh, you have the aha moment. You're like, okay, now I know what to do, because this is what I didn't do last time. Well, let me see what the mirror. What is this mirror? Divine timing. Sometimes you do things and you rush. You rush. You act out in the wrong time. You don't act when it's the right time. You act out in the wrong time. Sometimes you could act out reactively without really thinking things through. Sometimes your emotions can cause you to react in a way that doesn't work in your favor. So some of you're realizing you have to be more careful with how you, like, be more strategic and also not be impulsive, not be aggressive with how you approach something, because you got to wait for the right time. For some of you, that's what you may need to reflect on. Okay, I saw the commitment card underneath the deck. And what I wanted to say when I saw it, and I'm tying it back to this. If it's a love situation where you feel like someone's cheating on you, but you're maybe using past experiences to make the comparison, simply ask the question, are you dealing with anybody? And what my friend told me, and this is my kid's father, he tells me like stuff. He's like, if you're going to ask a question, ask them when they're nice and peaceful and wouldn't expect it, because then they have no choice but to answer honestly, because they will answer right away without even thinking. Like, it will be automatically. So for some of you, you need to wait for the right time before you approach somebody with your suspicions, about something, so that you don't experience the same stuff you've experienced in the past, like, do things differently. Just, it says wrong time, right time, wait. So don't be so impulsive. If you find something out, say, don't, because usually when you find something out and you're pissed off about it, you're usually going to be not in the best place. You're going to be upset. You're just not going to be as calm or not calm. You're not going to be calm. So it's like, allow yourself to calm down, so that you can process whatever you're feeling, process what you saw or what you're reflecting on. And then when you're in a more grounded place emotionally and mentally, then that will be the right time for you to broach the subject about some sort of past, like a third party situation. Don't do it when you find something out because you're going to come off as crazy, you know? And then usually if you're already, the person may already know how to react to that too. They may have their little line that they always say, oh, you always do this. You always say that. Hopefully, if it's not always, like, because if it's always, then you definitely, you already know this person. But outside of that, it's just, for some of you, you had to be careful with how you were, you had to wait for the right time to do something. Because maybe in the past, you're reflecting on something that happened in the past where you didn't trust your intuition. And then you may have acted impulsively. And then you got to wait for the right time. You know, everything has to be synchronized. And it's funny, we have synchronization, divine intervention, and divine timing. So this is all about waiting for the right time, waiting for things to align before you take some sort of action. Just like continue to watch, wait, gather information, you know, and also wait for, like it says, the person's waiting. You got to know when the right time is. In order for you to do that, you have to be, you're going to have to stay in that, stay quiet, but stay observant. Quiet and observant. Forgotten person. You know what's so funny? Because before that card came out, I was thinking that for some of you, there could be somebody that's a secret admirer that may be watching you and waiting for the right time. And this person could be somebody you know from the past that you haven't been in contact with, you haven't seen in a while, somebody that's not even on your mind. But maybe some of you are sensing you're being watched, observed. But I feel like this person, because the forgotten person came out, this person could be waiting for the right time to come forward. Maybe there's something going on within you. Maybe there's some sort of chaos going on with this person. Maybe now this person could have saw you, may have crossed paths. I don't know if you crossed paths with this person because now I'm saying that, but this person could have seen you out in the street. Somebody that you forgot about. They saw you, and for them, it felt like, wow, this is amazing. I may have been thinking about this person. This person has been popping up in my mind, and now I'm seeing this person, and it's like, wow. It's like, it's in their mind. It's meant to be, is what I want to say. This person you may not have, they could be, it says core, past, or old friend. So it could be somebody that you've known since you were a child. You may have not been in contact with them for some time, but they could have shared some core memories with you. And then past, it could be some like a old boyfriend or girlfriend or old friend, even says that, old friend, someone that you know from the past that you have not been thinking about. But it's like this person could be watching and waiting for their time to come forward to you. But it's funny that I was thinking secret admirer, and then that forgotten person card came out. Ooh, see, and I saw this at the bottom of the deck earlier, hope. And it says wish, expect, desire. Like, I feel like this person's waiting for the right time to come towards you. See, not like I try to read for everybody because I get different messages as I keep going. For some of you, like this person is hoping that if they when they approach you, that it will turn out in their favor. Okay. I saw the independent. This person is hoping that you're single because I see the independent free lead initiative. I feel like this person is hoping you're single. They may have seen you outside. Yeah. They hope you're single. I don't know if in the past, this is someone that probably liked you, but they were with somebody else. That's why they moved towards you. And the only reason why I say that is because I'm looking at the affairs card. This person could have been in the past. they had a thing for you, but since they were involved, they may not have been that type of person. Or like a side note, it could be like some of you may have had, you were in a third party situation with them. You know, it could be that. I don't know. So take it as it resonates. I had to put that because sometimes, you know, in the past, you probably were like a little more free about that. And I can't judge anybody who gets in a third party situation. That's your thing. That has nothing to do with me. You know, because some people do intentionally get involved in those, and I cannot judge. It's not my place to judge. You know, I personally don't agree with that. I wouldn't do it, but I'm not everybody. You know, I can't judge anybody for doing what they think is okay for them, even if to me, it's wrong, you know? So yeah, this person's hoping that you're single, you're available. Oh, if this is somebody from the past, they want to reconcile with you because they're single now. Maybe in the past they were in a relationship and they couldn't do anything with you. They couldn't, I don't know if there was, and maybe you had a crush on them. Both of you had a crush on each other, but nobody will cross that line. But maybe this person was with somebody, they liked you, but they were with somebody. So of course they dealt with that situation. I don't know how long ago it was, because it says a forgotten person. So it could be somebody that you haven't seen or heard from for a long time. I feel like whatever connection they were in before, there may have been infidelity too, with the loss of control. Like maybe the relationship just like went downhill, and this is the madness. I don't know if this is somebody whose relationship, like everybody knew their business, like everybody knew them. It's because they were dealing with somebody, regardless of gender. They were dealing with somebody that everybody else was dealing with, someone that was for the streets type of energy, you know. But yeah, I'm getting that. They want to reconcile. Or maybe it was a past, but you will remember this. You will remember if this is a person that you had a really bad relationship, like there was something catastrophic, something that went out of control. That's something you will not forget, honestly, unless you took one of those pills from the Matrix. Okay. This is what I'm getting for this reading. So, you know, that was interesting. Hi, Shantae. How are you? Oh, thank you. I'm glad it doesn't resonate with you, know. But you know, you never know. There could be somebody that likes you from the past that you don't even remember that may be watching you. Who knows? We never know, honestly. We don't know. We never know. No, I'm not doing any readings in this live stream, no. I'm taking a little break from that. Maybe later on today. I don't know. I have to see how I feel. I'm okay. I'm okay. Wow, so divine feminine return. Yin feminine energy, second chances, opportunity, making amends. Let's see how that comes out. What time is it? Because I started my lunch break late, so I got a couple more minutes to do something. Let me see. I wanna go into a different deck because I've been trying to use different oracle decks here. Yeah. It's okay to like want something good, you know, from a reading. Like, yeah, I would like that. That sounds nice. That'd be nice to experience, you know. I hear stuff like that. I'm like, oh, whoever that's been for, I'm happy for them. And when I hear something I like, I'll say one day, you know. It's like we have to wait for the right time for us, you know. It's just like everybody else seemingly getting what they want, but then it's like, when is it my turn? But the thing is like, when is your turn? Are you gonna be so happy? You don't want to get it like just because everybody else is getting it. You want to get it when it's your turn to get it, because then you'll be at that point where you will really appreciate it and cherish the moment or experience, you know. So I'm going into the Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck. So I've been trying to use all of my Oracle decks to see what resonates with me. And this one has been good to me lately. So I'm want to make sure it's going to be good to you guys too, you ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. What message does the collective need to know? We got one card, Lord, take charge with authority. So this is Emperor energy. This card has been showing up a lot. And even in my own personal readings, when I do for myself, take charge with authority. But the thing is, when you have power, you have authority, it's important for you to wield it responsibly and not try to control things, not try to control people, not try to control outcomes. You know, an emperor, he's very confident that whatever his goal or objective is going to happen, but he doesn't try to force the situation. So the Lord is the lady card is the Empress and the Lord is the Emperor. If it was a tarot card. Then snake, shed old skin. So this is about outgrowing certain things. Maybe some of you are going through some sort of, you're growing out of something. And now you're entering this new version of yourself. You shed the old skin. You're releasing old patterns, old belief systems, old habits, and now renewed in some way. But let me get another card. One more card for the collective. Okay, that one. Sage, be devoted and committed. So the sage is someone who is very wise, who has lived and has imparts wisdom based on their own experiences, but also what they've observed from others. They are objective. Though they can learn from their own experiences and what they've observed in others, they use their teachings and understandings to help other people gain a better understanding of themselves. You know, they're a teacher, essentially. I think in some ways, all of us are teachers in our own way, whether we're parents or we're just friends, or depending on we may actually be teachers. Some of us may actually be teachers. But we could also gain to learn from other people, you know, learn from other people's experiences, other people's knowledge. And I think that's one of the ways too that we could shed old skin is thinking that releasing the idea that we know everything. You know, there are going to be certain things that we don't know, and we may come across things that are new to us, but it's because it's being taught to us by someone outside of us, you know, like someone else. But I want to read the book. And it says, the Lord, don't be afraid to take charge or use your voice. Be strong. The Lord is the consort of the lady. He is the emperor in the traditional tarot. He represents an authoritative male who isn't afraid to lay down the law. But this doesn't mean he's an angry or this doesn't mean he is angry or chauvinistic. He is self-possessed, reliable, and ambitious. A man of honor who has earned his place in society. The Lord in this oracle holds a staff and wears a crown of antlers, showing he keeps himself firmly rooted in the ground and is protective of his people. His regal air indicates he has taste for the finer things in life, yet he is sensitive to those who are less fortunate than he is. And the message is sometimes you have to take control in order to be honored. If you feel that your kindness or gifts are being taken for granted, it's time for you to change that. There is no excuse for bad behavior, and the ancestors are encouraging you to hold your ground and speak your mind in a fiercely loving way. You have the energy and might to overcome dramas or energies that aren't working for your growth. And it's time to take charge before you find yourself in a situation you don't want to be in. You are being encouraged to be the boss instead of being bossed. This card also brings the energy of ambition and can show that you have the potential to move upwards on a professional level, but only if you act with authority and show who you really are. This is about being authentic, standing in your power, speaking truth and with integrity, not letting people take advantage of you, take you for granted, but also being sensitive to other people and the needs that they have, even though we may be at a better place where we have everything we need, you know? if there's something that you want, it's important for you to like take the reins. You know, you think you have the antlers, right? People take the reins, you know, take control where in areas that only you can take control in. You know, there's certain things that are going to be beyond your control, and the only thing you can control is yourself and your own reactions to things. If there's something that you're wanting to see, some sort of goal that you're wanting to be accomplished, it's important for you to make sure you're taking the necessary steps to make that goal accomplished, have it be accomplished, but also understanding that you do have the potential. Don't doubt yourself in any way. Be confident in yourself. It says he is self-possessed, reliable, and ambitious. So be a reliable person in order to attract reliable people. Have control over yourself, over your emotions. Don't let your emotions or your thoughts control you. And know that whatever struggles you may be experiencing, that you can overcome them. Remember, we had the mirror card earlier, and I said you look back at things and see how you could do things differently. If you're doing something over, what can you do differently? You have that power to make changes in your life. You have the power to make changes in your life. You know, you have the power to change the outcome based on your actions. You know, because sometimes you could make a certain change within yourself that can change the trajectory of an outcome. But it's all a matter of what changes are you making? Are you trying to be controlling? Are you trying to steer an outcome? Or are you having confidence that the outcome is going to go the way it's meant to based on your own actions? You know, that you're taking the right steps. It's a matter of you trusting yourself. Now, the next card we have is Snake. I know a lot of people don't like snakes because they think it has a negative connotation based on biblical text. You know, the serpent, the scepter, the one that deceived Eve into eating the apple, even though God didn't tell Eve that she couldn't eat the apple. He told Adam. He didn't tell her. So did she really commit sin if she didn't know that it wasn't sin? Hi, Trina. How are you? Hi, Pixie Gaming. So Snake, shed old skin. Cast off the old, reveal your true colors, talents, and gifts to the world. So I'm going to read I don't want to read the whole thing. Okay, the energy of renewal is washing over you at this time. If for some reason you feel that your true self hasn't been recognized or you've been misread by others, know this energy is leaving you. As you've been working through your old stories and all the self-limiting beliefs that you've accumulated along the way, you've been peeling away a shield of skin that has created limiting experiences. Your own personal commitment to growth has been recognized, and the external world will begin to reflect all the work that you've been doing within. If you feel someone you love has misunderstood you recently, they will be able to see beyond that if you're willing to recognize your own challenges. This is a time for renewal, abundance, and connection. Let yourself be reborn and celebrated. For some of you, some of you could be resistant to shedding old skin. Hopefully, if you had some sort of conflict, it's good to take accountability for where you've done wrong, but also where you may have created some sort of blockages, you know, created some sort of limitations that altered your perception of the experience you're having. You know, there are certain things that you need to change in order for you to see any growth. And the changes is what's causing you to shed that old skin, shed an old version of yourself that no longer serves you, you know, and it's like once you go with the flow of things and you allow this rebirth of yourself to, you know, like as you're going down the birth canal, you're allowing yourself to be reborn, you know, you're allowing yourself to be renewed to all the good things that can come towards you, especially if you're like taking accountability, you're confident in yourself, you're taking the necessary actions, you're putting in the work, and you're also having faith too, having faith in yourself, the people that value you and you value, and also having faith in a higher source, knowing that you're always protected and you're always going to be guided towards the right path. Even when you somehow, you know, lose your way, you're going to be redirected. Now we're going to go to the Sage card. which is the last card I'm going to read for. And then I have to pop out of here because I have to go back to work. Be devoted and committed. You have to be devoted and committed to yourself. Be devoted and committed to your goals and to your healing, to your awakening, to your rebirth. Be willing to go the whole road again and back. This will allow you to be the best you can be. Remember earlier we talked about the mirror and you looking back? Sometimes we go through the same things over and over again. And even if we don't intend to, it's just how it is. But I think every opportunity that we get to do something over is allowing us to get better and better. And also reflect on past versions of ourselves where we could look back and see what changes we've made and how we could do things differently now. Even the way you see yourself now and in comparison to who you were last year, it should be different, especially if you feel like you have been growing, if you feel like you've undergone some sort of change or transformation, in your life. If you've healed in some way, you could reflect from now to last year. Are you still making the same choices? Do you feel the way you feel about yourself now? Is it the way you felt about yourself then? So those are ways, that points of reference that you can use to not only show you how you've changed, but also how you've healed, how you've evolved, But it says, devotion is a powerful energy. Right now, angels and ancestors want to acknowledge how committed you are to your growth. Your continued dedication to this aspect of your life has been recognized, and your understanding that you are not only a body, but also a soul. But you, oh my God, this sentence. Your continued dedication to this aspect of your life has been recognized, and your understanding that you are not only a body, but also a soul is all you need to continue growing and expanding. The energy of oneness is offering itself to you now, and it's important that you take some time to integrate it all. So it's important that you take some time to integrate it all so that you can be supported and guided by it. This is what the divine wants for you. Make a note of experiences or teachers making themselves known to you at this time, because you are going to share those teachings one day too. So like your experience, everything you've gone through, the battles, the obstacles, the triumphs, the achievements, the success, the towers, the rebuilding, the restructuring, that's what's going to allow you to be able to be a source of light to other people, for you to help other people. Your experiences are going to put you in a place where you're going to be a sage, where you're going to be able to give advice, where you're going to be a person that people can come to, where people can, learn how to shed their own skin because you've undergone that process yourself. Learn how to take autonomy or power over your life, understanding the power that you wield, that we all wield, and how important it is to wield this power in a place of integrity, honesty, and humbleness, and not with any toxicity, without any I would say misogynistic, chauvinistic, because this is masculine energy. And remember, we embody both. But this is understanding that the power we have and how important it is for us to use it to heal and not hurt people, Also how we heal and hurt ourselves, reflect on that too, but it's all experience for all of us. We're all learning. And the bottom it says, take care of your needs, winter. So some of you, like, winter is the season, of course. It's cold, it's dreary sometimes, but sometimes a winter could be a season that you're experiencing in your life. And it's what's allowing you to purify yourself, cleanse yourself, rid yourself of what doesn't serve you, and allow yourself to be reborn in the spring, which is what is going on with the snake, with the shedding old skin. So it's like you have to trust in the process. You also have to trust yourself, trust your intuition. Reflect on how you are now and how you've been last year or who you were the year before, and take note of the changes you have been making. How many past versions of yourself have you shed to become who you are right now? Those parts will always be a part of you, but they're not who you are right now. They've shaped you to be who you are right now, but they're not who you are right now. If you know what I mean. Okay, so I have to end this reading now. I thank you so much for being here and supporting me, subscribing, liking, sharing, allowing me to reach that milestone of now having my videos hyped. which is such a cool thing. And it's so funny because I was telling my kid's father about it. And I was showing him, I was like, look, it gives me, that people can hype it. I can't have my own videos, which is something I don't want to do anyway. Thank God, because can you imagine hyping your own video? I mean, I like my own videos, but I think it's just for me putting it out there that I like something that I did. I'm proud of myself for something I did. And to be able to reach this level, but because of you, my subscribers, the people who watch my videos, who like, who share, who subscribe to my channel, who connect with me, who I've shared reels with, shorts, and that resonate with them. This accomplishment, this milestone wouldn't be possible without you. So I really appreciate like the fact that I've reached this level, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else happens for me with this channel, with my channel. And I really, really appreciate you all so much. And yeah, I'm thinking about how I can thank you all in a different way, but I had to figure that out. But for now, but I'll keep you posted with whatever I decide to do. So thank you so much again for making it possible for me. There were times I wanted to give up, but I'm so glad I didn't. Thank you so much, Bibisita. So I thank you all again for being here, for liking, and I hope to see you next time. Take care. Bye. Oops, wrong finger.